Hello everybody, welcome back to the Advanced Vape channel. We are finally back with more reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the BLITZEN RTA from GEEKVAPE. I know I'm a little bit late on this review, but we just got a whole bunch of stuff in to start doing reviews again. So I'm really excited to get through the stuff that I have. Today we're going to be taking a look at this tank from GEEKVAPE. It's a 24mm postless design. It comes with this glass pre-installed on it, which is I think around 2 milliliters of juice, and it has the option for bubble glass, which is what I have on there now, which takes it up to 5 milliliters capacity. So not a whole lot of capacity considering how big the tank is, but the bubble glass does make a difference and make it so you don't have to refill quite so often. So we'll go on and take a look at it. It comes with a nice resin drip tip on there. I like the way that it looks. And the base just kind of unscrews and the deck comes out. But the base and the deck are one, and it's kind of a free spinning outer ring here. I'll show you what I mean. The deck and the base are one unit, but you can kind of free spin this. So here's the build deck. It kind of has that classic GEEKVAPE wicking system that I've seen over and over again on GEEKVAPE stuff. And really strong Flathead screws in there. So I'm glad that they did Flathead instead of grub screws, because grub screws tend to strip out. So the rest of the tank, kind of a mesh over the airflow there. And you can see these here and here. That's the wicking channels that line up directly with, I'll wait for it to focus, with those. And there's only kind of one direction that you can put this in. It locks into place. Standard top fill, really, as always with GEEKVAPE stuff, really well made, and the threads are smooth as they can be, really. And before I go any further, I'll just show really quickly to change the glass. It comes with this kind of key, because you can't really get a hold of this upper section, and that's just to unscrew this top section and fit the glass on there. There's a little chimney extender that it comes with, and obviously that extender is on there right now. So with the normal glass it goes up to about here without the extender. So I already have a build on here. It's a frame staple build, and as you can see, I kind of experimented a little bit with the coil positioning on this, and as you can see, I went with kind of higher up than I would normally do postless designs, and I moved the coils a little bit towards the middle. My kind of instinct with building would be to move the coils towards the airflow, but on this one I get a lot better flavor and performance by putting it closer to the chimney there. And with it raised up a little bit, the airflow is hitting dead on the coil. If you put it kind of how postless designs tend to be, like further down, the airflow kind of shoots over top of the coil and it ends up ruining the flavor on there. So for me, this is kind of the best positioning of the coils. Okay, and I don't need to dry fire this or anything. It's already ready to go, and we'll go on and do the wicking on it, which for me, as with all of the GEEKVAPE tanks that use this kind of design, it can be a little bit tricky. And I'm going to be using the new Cotton Bacon Prime. If you like V2 Cotton Bacon, I really recommend giving this a try. It's actually really nice. The consistency is pretty much the same as Cotton Bacon V2, but it's supposed to wick a little bit faster and absorb juice more easily, and to me it does. I would say that this and Kindle Gold are my top picks for cotton, and they're good for different things. This one has a lot of expansion when it gets wet, so you just have to kind of keep that in mind. And I kind of lay the scissors there and cut it at an angle like that. So not very long on the wicks. Just make sure that it's not packed in there, but that it's blocking all the way. And as with the other GEEKVAPE tanks that use this wicking thing, you need to make sure that there's not any cotton at all kind of hanging over the edge, because it'll get caught when you try and put it back together. And that's pretty much all there is to wicking that. You kind of have to take this off of there to get it screwed on. It's really hard to screw that kind of floating deck section on when it's screwed onto the atomizer, or screwed onto the mod, I mean. I can tell that there's cotton sticking on there. Every tiny little bit of cotton has to be pushed back. If it gets on that little lip at all, it won't come down, which is a little bit annoying. Alright, and that's all there is to it. There's no juice flow control, so it's kind of just based on how you have it wicked. I haven't had any problems with it leaking. Kind of the opposite in my experience. Okay, so I'm going to have the airflow all the way open, and it's at a little over 100 watts. It's really airy. It's kind of a cloud forward sort of tank, and it has just that GEEKVAPE feel to it that a lot of GEEKVAPE tanks have. And I think that's down to the way the wicking is, because they have different deck designs, but overall it just kind of has the same style vape. The airflow is smooth, but it's definitely a cloud forward kind of tank. The flavor, it's not bad. It's alright. There's better tanks out there for flavor. But the other stuff about it, it's easy to build on, not too hard to wick. And of course, as with all of the GEEKVAPE stuff, it's machined really well. The price point is low, so it has all of those advantages. But if you're looking for kind of a flavor tank over a cloud tank, there's probably better choices out there. But if you want clouds or kind of a good combination between the two, it's not a bad choice. I think overall it kind of falls where a lot of GEEKVAPE tanks fall for me, and that's good but not great. It's just kind of in the middle there. But if you're just getting started with RTAs, it's not a bad choice. Like I said, not hard to build on, inexpensive. I like it with the bubble glass on there. With the normal glass, you have to refill way too often. The wick speed can be a little bit of an issue if you don't wick it really lightly like I did. And the flavor, considering the airflow, it's good, but it's not great. It does kind of bring out some notes and juices that I use a lot that I don't taste elsewhere, which is kind of interesting. Every tank has its own little effect on the juices that you use, so I noticed some of that when using this tank. And I think that's probably just down to the airflow and kind of the wick speed and all of that. Overall, I just say it's if there's something that I would change about it, it would probably be the way that the wicking system works, and they've used that same wicking system on a lot of different tanks. and I think it could probably be designed a little bit better to be a little bit more efficient and not kind of give that same flavor to all of their tanks. So if you like GeekVape stuff, I would say you would really like it, and it's worth a try. So that'll bring us to the end of this video about the BLITZEN RTA from GeekVape. If you like this video and our channel, give us a like and subscribe. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them below in the comments or send me an email. And be on the lookout for a few other reviews that we've got coming up that I'm really excited about. Thanks.